distraction from other things that we should be doing.
That's right. And it's, you know, it's all held here from the past, and what I like about this kind of massage is it helps move stuff that's from the past, you know. Just sitting in, that's why it's called post-traumatic stress disorder. It's after the trauma, you know, it stays there instead of the body and mind, soul being sort of fluid through the course of life. There's a stagnation.
Yeah.
And that's what, you know, I'm seeing here with your neck and everything, so just holding this point a little bit. Yeah, I see it kind of sad for, you know, so many people, especially, I mean, so many people suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder, but especially for, you know, police and ambulance officers and, you know, soldiers who are signed up to genuinely, you know, fight in a war that's defensive for the country or whatever, and they're just not really looked after, you know?
Yeah, you do try and help people and society in general, and you know, it really does come with a price, personal price.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that experience that.
Yeah, well, that's right. You put your life on the line to protect society. And then, as you say, I mean, the government doesn't really do shit for you, you know? Which is supposed to be expressing the will and the gratitude of the people. And I think that's kind of fucked. You know, especially when there is treatments available like this. You know, I mean, obviously all the psychiatrists and drugs and stuff aren't really going to get to the source of the problem, because a lot of those drugs just numb people out or have side effects that, you know.
Yeah, there's a lot of side effects.
A lot of side effects. Some of them are like, oh, you know, might help with anxiety, but then has, you know, can cause suicidal tendencies. It's like, oh, great, wonderful drug, you know. Whereas this.
That's it. Someone's suicidal, they take antidepressant to stop being suicidal, and the antidepressant makes them suicidal.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's right. You know, it's fucking bullshit, because a lot of that stuff is just messing with, you know, parts of the brain and things like that. But to me, and that's why, you know, like I said, it's like a materialistic practitioner, you know, compared to somebody who recognizes chi, it's like night and day. Because what I'm seeing is that when there's depression, there's stagnation of chi. And that's the, you know, once we get rid of that stagnation and the chi flows and everything becomes soft and the person can reconnect with their energy centers in their belly, which is, you know, a lot of emotions. And then between the belly and the head is the heart, so they can be in their heart, which is where the soul is supposed to see, you know, sit according to Ayurveda. And then joy can take place, because again, once that heart is open, that's where joy is. And you know,
there's always joy in that film.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking that there was joy here, actually. What I was thinking was tension.
Probably.
Also, in English, you could translate it as kind of fucked up blocked energy, you know? Depending upon which type of English you speak, you know? Especially with Australian English.
Australian English.
You have to swear every second word to make it fucking understandable, you know?
We don't know what to say.
Yeah. We think something weird about the person.
We don't trust foreigners.
Always say to my American friends, if they come to Australia, just, you know, mumble a lot and swear every second word, and, you know, laugh at every second thing. It's going to be a joke, and you'll be fine, even if it's not funny, you know? Otherwise, it's that awkward silence.
That's pushing the threshold.
All right.
Ooh.
Yeah. Really tight.
Really?
Here.
Really.
Yeah. So again, I'll come back to this point here.
The thumb feels very different to the other one already.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for me, when I see that tight jaw as well, I'm thinking, okay, the thumb could be involved in keeping it tight. So again, I'm just going to try and work it relatively gently. reflexology, a lot of this area does relate to jaw tension too, coming in through here.
Yep. Sharpen that chopstick. This thing, I feel sorry for you, fried rice.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely gives it extra flavor, that's for sure. You're tasting a few of the flavors now.
Yeah.
Some of them are quite kind of like a hot,
chunky,
spicy kind of flavor.
Something like that.
Yeah.
It's a sharp tang to them.
Yeah.
Oh, there we thumb wrestling me many times.
So we got what I call the inner thumb band coming up through here. And the outer thumb band coming up through here.
Yeah, sometimes get wooden spoons and stuff in there to try and
In
break
here,
it up a bit.
in this spot here?
Yeah.
Well, it's actually coming from
solid.
your tip of your thumb, so that one's going to come from that outside of the thumb and then come up through here.
Yeah.
And then this one here, which you can feel in there, is also quite tight.
Yeah.
That's going to be coming from this side of the thumb.
I can feel where it comes across the
Yeah, like you're really tight
joints of
in
the
here.
thumb, yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, it's just a case of even getting something like a chopstick, whatever's, you know, going to be comfortable for you. And, you know,
I think Scan Pan made one, don't you?
getting into this spot here, and working it basically just up and under, just, you know, like if 10 is where it's going to be too much or tight, then just under that. And what I do is I sort of hold this point and I move the chopstick around. And it's more of like almost like an acupuncture move, and it's not really, like I'm not even feeling the physical tension here, but I sense the energetic tension.
I can feel the punch on the part.
Yeah. So, I was telling you how an acupuncturist taught me about this point by actually bleeding it.
Yeah.
You know,
Experience.
it was interesting. Like, well, that's a powerful point.
That's one way to put it.
Yeah. Just all that, I look really into it. Just gently shake it, help disperse the voltage. Yeah, it leaves a nice little indentation there. Just take a deep breath. Trying to figure out exactly that level of pressure I can use where you can still breathe into it and not going to pull away. Because otherwise what you find is like you'll be tight in here, but no matter what you do, it's not going to release. The same as probably what you found here. It'll release a little bit, but it doesn't fully let go because of this being anchored in this spot here. And of course, it's obviously been held like that for a long time, so it's not necessarily going to all come out and let go, but just like we saw last week with your legs, that there's a huge difference once we work with the toes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a very noticeable difference.
Yeah. And the thing is too, is once you get used to this, or once you have, you get rid of all this tension. This is what I call excavation, because the tension's been there for a long time. You've had this tension for several decades, probably. Maintenance is not anywhere near as uncomfortable.
Yeah, I've noticed that with what I've worked on before.
Yeah.
After a while, you really get in and
Really get in, it's not even, it doesn't hurt, yeah.
20% what it started as, and
Yeah.
you get so much. Yeah.
It's the old chronic tension, getting rid of that really, is uncomfortable. And the longer you leave it, just generally the worse it gets, And you were massaging after you left the police force. You were massaging for quite a few years too, weren't you?
It was a bit. That's not my friends out.
Yeah. Just thinking about it, the way different people pronounce the word massage, I never even knew that the word massage was like a proper word.
Massage.
Massage, yeah.
Massage.
Massage, yeah.
Back to being Australian.
Yeah, back to being
Fucking
Australian.
massage, mate.
First time I taught in America, I was teaching in Massachusetts, and about the third day of the course, one of my students is like, "What's the word you keep using?" I'm like, "What word?" Massage. Yeah. It's like, well, what do you call it? Oh, massage. Like, you don't call Massachusetts Massachusetts, Massachusetts, like massage.
Without a G.
Yeah. Australian massage sounds kind of sleazy, doesn't it? Like it's
Massage.
Yeah, it does. And it's like you're thinking,
like you're gonna cheesy with a moustache with your massage. I got wear a monocle.
Yeah.
Yeah.